Good morning to you here on this Wednesday, getting a little closer to halfway through the week here. I'm Eric Connor at 6 a.m. right now.
And I'm Netta Irampo. Yes, thank you for starting off your day with us. Let's see what we can expect for today. Meteorologist Evan Narani joining us here. Got a few more days of summer camps.
Yeah. Summer camps. Brielle's at a soccer camp right
fun.
now. She's
Ooh,
like,
running
Dad, it was
around.
so hot.
Yeah, hours.
Like my legs are sore. I'm like, this is good exercise.
Hey, exactly. And then
they all water breaks.
Yeah.
We'd all hope that when everyone goes back to school, that temperatures will kind of head back to a more standard fall-like range or just a cooler summer range. But for the last month or so, consistently, we've been on the warmer side of average. In fact, about 25 days in the month of July came in at or above average, at least out in a spot like Ramona, for example, where temperatures are already hot to begin with. Average is already about 90 degrees. So it's been a hot last 4 weeks. 89 this afternoon in Santee and El Cajon, 79 in Coronado, 81 in San Ysidro. Taking you up the coast, 86 in Fallbrook today, 87 in Poway, 77 in Solana Beach and Del Mar. We're going to keep warming up as we head through the next couple days between about now and Saturday. Coming up, a look at that 7-day forecast. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Evan. And now this morning, a surprise twist in a high-profile murder case that led to an international manhunt. Yolanda Marodi is now pleading guilty to the second-degree murder of her wife, CAL FIRE Captain Rebecca Marodi in Ramona. The 54-year-old fatally stabbed Rebecca at their home in February of last year, then fled to Mexico, where she was captured more than a month later. Yolanda had previously been convicted of manslaughter in the death of her first spouse. That was in the year 2000, a felony conviction that will play a role in her upcoming sentencing.
She pled guilty and admitted that prior strike, then her sentence will be doubled up. So instead of 15 years to life in prison, she'd be looking at 30 years to life in prison. However, had she been convicted of murder one, she'd be looking at 50 years to life in prison, which would basically be a life sentence, given her age.
Now, Yolanda will be sentenced September 2nd. Prosecutors say she faces 36 years to life in prison.
A man who authorities say had a loaded gun near the Trump National Golf Club in Rancho Palos Verdes is expected in court today. Authorities say 38-year-old Janine John Tail was taken into custody on Sunday as federal agents planned security for President Trump's appearance last night. Agents say the suspect was taking pictures and behaving suspiciously, and that they later found ammunition and a gun in his car, as well as notebooks in his home with, quote, concerning statements. Today, President Trump will speak in Las Vegas. This morning, the FAA is investigating an air traffic safety incident involving Marine One, which was carrying President Trump. CNN reports that when the helicopter took off from the White House yesterday, traffic continued for a few minutes at Reagan National Airport nearby. Audio from air traffic control shows the pilots of Marine One saying they were getting ready to take off several times.
Tower, just want to make sure you copy Marine One, 3 minutes to lift. Tower, do you copy Marine One, 3 minutes to lift? Well, that's on, that's broken and readable. National Tower, Marine One, proceeding as briefed. Marine One, you said you're proceeding as briefed? National Tower, that's Marine One, proceeding as briefed. Marine One, Tower, altimeter is 3007. Okay, no, 3 minutes, Roger, proceed as briefed. Marine One, you got traffic rotating off runway 1, E170. Marine One, visual traffic.
Sources tell Reuters that flights at Reagan National Airport are required to be halted under a new policy following a fatal collision last year.
Today, county helicopters will be dropping larvicide in San Diego waterways to kill mosquitoes and reduce the risk of West Nile virus.
Yeah, and this comes as a fourth person tested positive for the virus this summer. News 8's Chris Crow live near the San Diego River, a larvicide treatment location there, Chris.
Yes, it is, and this is generally the time that we see these drops happen. Both today and tomorrow have been scheduled, and it is all the way up until October that we see some of these occasional drops because that's the highest time of mosquito breeding season. Now, as for West Nile, 4 San Diego County residents since June have shown symptoms or tested positive. But last year, there were no cases of human contraction, but health officials did see an uptick in infected mosquitoes and dead birds. And while there have been no deaths this year, one case did require a long stay at the hospital. West Nile normally impacts birds and mosquitoes, but it can spread after a mosquito bites an infected bird. Locations for today's drop range from across the county, a lot of standing water areas like here with the San Diego River. Now, as for the drop itself, larvicide, a lot of people want to know what it is. It's a combination of substances that contain naturally occurring bacteria that kill mosquito larvae in water. Now, as for what you can do to prevent bites and mosquitoes breeding in your backyard, you can dump or drain anything that holds water outside, cover rain barrel openings, or use mosquito dunks. Request free mosquito eating fish from the county, wear long sleeves and pants, and use repellent. Again, it's helpful to keep in mind that all of this can be done at your own home to try to prevent the presence of mosquitoes. And for more on what it is that you can do, you can check out the county's Vector website there to get an idea of what else you can do at your home to try to prevent that. Back to you guys in studio.
Hopefully you're not getting bit out there, too. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. Right now on the CBS 8 app, you can find a special on mosquito season. It covers how experts recommend staying protected, and it debunks common myths, like why certain people get more bites than others. Stream it on your TV for free. You can locate it there on your TV on the CBS 8 app. And now this morning, fire crews from around San Diego County are helping in Spokane, Washington. A strike team made up of 22 firefighters from San Diego, Chula Vista, National City, Vista, and Hemet all arrived there Monday night. There's the team. Before that, they were helping in Eugene, Oregon. San Diego Fire Rescue says 35 of their personnel are helping fight fires in 4 different states. The 3 wildfires in and around Spokane have destroyed at least 700 buildings and forced tens of thousands of people to evacuate. Meantime, investigators tell CBS News 37-year-old Aaron Farinacci, who has been charged with first-degree arson, was discovered with waterproof matches and a butane lighter. Equipment from Southern California Edison is what started the deadly Eaton fire in the Los Angeles area last year. That's according to a new report from the LA County Fire Department. Investigators say electrical arcing from an out-of-service transmission tower sparked those flames. The Eaton fire killed 19 people and destroyed or damaged more than 9,000 homes and businesses. It burned about 14,000 acres. The utility company has already been sued by hundreds of people who were impacted by the fire. A spokesperson for SoCal Edison says it has received the report and is now reviewing it.
Students at San Diego Unified returned to class on Monday. Last few days of summer, the district limiting the use of schools issued laptops now. They're also banning certain platforms, including YouTube. District board members say teachers can give access to streaming platforms when it supports education. Going forward, San Diego Unified is considering limiting the amount of time students spend on school devices and only allowing students 3rd grade and above to take computers home. This morning, we are getting a closer look at San Diego Unified's expanded food menu. What do you think of this? Cafeterias will be rolling out some new options inspired and created by some students. Some of those include Baja fish tacos, hot honey chicken bowls, beef quesadillas, avocado salads, and mango parfaits. There will also be some vegan and vegetarian options. District leaders say the new menu is designed to serve healthy meals that students are excited to eat. A big announcement from the Santee School District: students will be served lunch and breakfast at no charge this upcoming school year at the following schools: Rio Seco, Cajon Park, Pride Academy, Carlton Hills, Chef F. Harrod, and Hill Creek, Carlton Oaks, Sycamore Canyon, Pepper Drive, and Santee Success Program. Students in the Santee School District return to class on Wednesday, August 19th. And if your child prefers to pack their school lunch, at some point, you, the parent, will have to, do all this and may start to run out of ideas. Coming up here at 8:45, San Diego Regional Director for Brain Balance joining us to talk about healthy school lunch ideas that you can rotate throughout the week. Be sure to stay with CBS 8 for all of your back-to-school coverage. Streaming right now on the CBS 8 app, a special on back-to-school season. It covers ways to save on school supplies and tips for managing AI. We want to see your back-to-school photos. Text them to us, 858-571-8888. We'd love to share them on TV. Everyone's thinking about that first back-to-school outfit.
Right.
Getting their backpacks all set.
The new shoes,
fun time of year,
things like that. It's a fun time of year, but usually, you may need a sweater in your backpack. I don't think that's necessary.
Not this year, no. I mean, at least not right now. We have been working with 4 weeks, week after week after week, 4 consecutive weeks of heat-related alerts in play across the county. We've even seen over those 4 weeks that a majority of afternoons have come in the above average range, especially out toward our eastern valleys, Alpine, Santee, El Cajon, Ramona. Those are all spots that have felt the heat in particular and will continue to feel it between now and Saturday. Cloud cover builds along the coast and inland. That's been typical of almost every morning. We've also noticed upticks in humidity. Dropped a little bit yesterday, which was nice, giving us a little bit of a break and cooling us down thanks to more onshore flow yesterday afternoon and evening. But as we get toward early next week, there is the expectation that while temperatures might slide by a few degrees, we'll see another uptick in humidity yet again. Heat advisory stays in effect through Saturday at 8 p.m. across our mountains. An extreme heat warning out toward our deserts extending all the way through Imperial County. That will also expire at 8 p.m. on Saturday. No alerts, that's the plus, to the coastline or inland, but temperatures along the coast and inland are still above average by a couple of degrees. It's just that separation from normal is much more pronounced as you get out toward our local mountains and deserts. Rain chances start to climb for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. What that's going to come in the form of is those pop-up showers and thunderstorms associated with instability. So instability will start to peak each afternoon as afternoon warming comes about, and that could trigger showers that either originate out toward Arizona and New Mexico and move in our direction, or could even originate over our local mountains. We'll wait and see how that comes to fruition. The downside is that it is going to come with a drop in temperatures. It just might not be all as that noticeable if humidity stays high for that Wednesday, Thursday timeframe. We're hoping that in this window, we lose the humidity and then we'll also have lost the heat. We'll wait and see if that comes to fruition. Now, let's check in on traffic. 6:11 right now on the clock. So far, things on our roads have been pretty quiet. We do, however, have 2 spots that we can take you to closer to the downtown area. First one is a stalled vehicle blocking the center divider on the 5 northbound right before 28th Street. There's also an accident that's blocking the right shoulder in North Park. That's on the 805 northbound where it meets the 15. Neither of these are causing any delays. Looks like this has been pushed over the right shoulder and this is in the center divider. So just proceed with caution as you make your way through the morning commute. Checking in on your border wait times. It is currently a 125-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Going to take you over 2 hours to get across at the San Ysidro Port. Otay Mesa Port of Entry going to run you about 90 minutes in total. Should take you about an hour and a half in total. Ned and Eric.